What's going on, guys, and welcome to Yota Xpedition. We have the 4th generation Tacoma in the shop, and in this video we're going to be installing a bunch of lighting from Baja Designs. We also have an sPod to control all that lighting, and we have a brand new Trailhunter grill. So stay tuned, let's get into it. All right, so over here on the workbenches, we have all the stuff that we're going to be installing. So we have a set of ditch light brackets here and some squadrons that we're going to be getting on. Right here we have the Trailhunter grill, and then that utilizes or can take a light bar. So for that we have the kit from Baja. It comes with the brackets, and then it comes with some S2s and also a light bar for the center. Moving on, we have a light kit for the bed of the Tacoma. So it's going to have 4 rock lights, all the brackets and stuff. We need to get that mounted up. Right here we have the fog light kit. So it's going to have 2 S2s on either side. And then we have the vent light kit. So that comes with some 3D printed bezels, 2 of the S1s, and then to power all of that stuff we have the Bantam sPod here. This is the touchscreen, comes with the bracket, should just drop in and be really simple to get installed. So let's go ahead, pop the hood on the Tacoma. The first thing we're going to do is get the front bumper removed so that we can start getting some of those lights installed. All right, so we got the bumper removed from the Tacoma. Now we need to go ahead and start dissecting this thing. We need to get the vent lights out of here, the fog lights. We need to rip this vent system out the back of the bumper to get to the grill and get that removed so that we can start installing all of the new stuff. So let's go ahead and start getting all of that removed. We got the bumper fully dissected, we got the grill out, we got the vent lights, the fog lights, and everything else that we need to get removed. Really not that hard, just a bunch of screws and clips. Took maybe like 10 or 15 minutes. But now we can go ahead and start putting all of our new stuff in. So I'm gonna start with assembling the Baja Designs fog lights. We'll get those in place, our new grill, and we'll keep moving from there. So we have majority of the kit here on the table. We have our 4 S2s. We have the brackets that mount to the S2s, and then those will get mounted to the main brackets, which will then get screwed into the bumper. We have our jumper harnesses here to go from 2 lights to 1 plug so that we can still plug this into the factory wiring. So let's go ahead, get the brackets all installed. We'll get the lights installed on these, and then we can put those into the bumper. Now we can get the grill snapped in place. This is the Trailhunter grill. It's the identical grill as the TRD Pro. The only difference is this is like a matte black, where TRD Pro this is gloss, and then this has a bronze text where TRD Pro is silver. Now that we got this flipped over, we'll put these adapter plugs on. That allows us to go from 2 plugs down to 1, and then the 1 plug will plug right back into our factory plug. All right, so we finally got this whole front light bar assembly together. There's a bunch of brackets that you have to mount together in order for it to look like this. So now this is ready to drop into the grill. We can get the screws in for that, and then we'll get the vent lights done. So we have a couple of pedestals where the bracket screws onto. If you just lay it in place and put your screws in, you're not gonna be able to get all of them in. So what we need to do is cut these down 5 millimeters here, and that should give us the ability to get all of our screws in. So we're gonna go ahead and cut these off. Something like that. So let's drop this in the bumper, and we'll get our screws installed for this thing. All right, so we got the vent lights all wrapped up here from Baja Designs. Comes with a 3D printed housing. You have to mount all of these on with some tiny Allen screws, and then we got the light in there, so these are ready to get snapped into place. Feed that through there. Get everything lined up first before we get too crazy. All right, so it looks like we need to snap this into place with the light actually removed because we weren't able to get everything through at the same time. The nut was getting hung up here on that, so we'll snap this in first and then reinstall the light. All right, so there's a certain order you gotta do this. You gotta put the plastic 3D printed housing in first, then mount this bracket to that, and then you can put the light in. Otherwise, it doesn't fit properly. Now we can get this side done the right way the first time. Snap this in place. All right, so we got all of the lights mounted into the bumper. Now before I go and get the vent system and stuff reinstalled into the bumper, I'm going to get the wiring ran. So we have all the wiring harnesses, one here, we have a couple over there on the bench yet. I'm going to cut off what I need because we are gonna be running a sPod kit. We're not gonna be needing the fuse, or the relay, should I say, the factory switch that comes with this and everything. So all we need is the power and ground that lead to the light itself. So I can go ahead and snip these off. We'll get those plugged in and start running some zip ties and stuff to get it secured in place. All right, so we got everything back together on the bumper. Now we should be able to take this over to the truck and get it put back in place. There we go. All right, we got the bumper reinstalled, so I'm gonna go and get all the bolts and clips reinstalled on this to get that in place. All of our wiring is ready to get ran to our sPod when we get that installed. We obviously have plenty of wire for these ones here in the grill, and for this one. For this one over here, it is gonna be pretty close. So I might have to add a little bit of wire to this so that it can reach the sPod system and also get routed nicely here in the engine bay. But I'm gonna go ahead, get all the bolts and stuff in for the bumper, and then we'll move on to the ditch lights. All right, so we have everything pretty much wrapped up with the front bumper other than wiring everything. So now we're gonna move to the ditch lights. So the kit from Baja Designs comes with some ditch brackets. So we're going to remove the bolts for the hood It does come with longer bolts. We're going to get this in place, and then we can get the new Squadron ditch lights mounted onto the brackets. We'll run the wiring too for those over to our area here where the sPod is going to be going. And then we have one set of lights left to do, which is going to be for the bed. So we'll do those next, and then we'll do the sPod last and hook up all of the wiring. So when doing ditch light brackets, it's always best to have someone helping you. Also, you can put like a rag or something at the edge of your hood, so if you do for some reason drop it, it's not going to go into your windshield and crack it. Mike would know. So I got both brackets on. Now we can go ahead and start prepping the lights themselves by getting these brackets onto there. And then we'll get this bolted onto the Tacoma. The last Baja lights that we're going to be installing are the bed lights. So we have a set of 4 of these little rock lights, which are really handy for a bunch of things. They come with 4 brackets, and those are going to bolt onto the side, and then the light is going to mount onto this and be angled down into the bed. So we got to get these 4 brackets installed with the lights on them, and then we have to route the harness from these 4 lights all the way back up to the front so we can get it hooked up. All right, so we got that all routed, and now we have a 10-foot extension here. So we'll get that hooked up. We'll get this tucked in between the cab and the bed, and then we'll route this down the frame rail. We do have another one of these 10-foot extensions, which we'll probably need to get it hooked up over at the sPod. All right, so we have all of the wiring ran. We just finished up the bed lights. We got that ran over here to the driver's side. Now we're gonna go ahead and start mounting up the sPod. So we are going to run the wire through the firewall so that we connect the main unit out here in the engine bay to the unit on the interior where we're actually going to be using the switches. So I'll run that through. We can get all of that buttoned up inside. We can slip the sPod right here. These 2 bolts, we just have to loosen these, slip it down in place, tighten those, and it'll sit right here. And then we can start wiring all of this stuff to the sPod. It should be pretty easy. So to start, we pulled off these panels here, pulled this one out of here, and now we have the new piece that's 3D printed from sPod and also the unit itself. That's gonna go in place like that, but we need to make an opening for our cable to get plugged in. So right there, we need to make a hole. So I'm gonna go ahead and drill that out. All right, so we got that wire fed through the firewall and we have it here. So now we can just set that off to the side. We're gonna get this mounted up in place. Like I mentioned, those 2 bolts down there that hold the ABS system in place. That's gonna go right like that. We'll tighten those bolts down. We have a power and a ground. We need to run that over to the battery. We'll get all that hooked up. and then we can take the lid off and start hooking everything up to it. Just finished up getting all of the wires ran to the sPod. We got all of them hooked up. So we can go ahead and throw the lid on this thing. We just need to finish buttoning up the interior. Just those couple panels need to get put back in place. We have a couple of extra wire length underneath the dash that I'm just going to zip tie up. And then we are finished. So we can go ahead, start this thing to activate the sPod for the very first time and make sure everything works properly. All right, so for the first time to get this thing to work, you do need to start the truck. So let's go ahead, start the truck up. So there we go, sPod is on. Switch 1, you can see the light bar on the grill is working. Switch 2, those are working. Switch 3, those are working. I don't have anything on switch 4 currently. Switch 5 is working, and then switch 6 should be the bed lights. Those working? Yeah. All right, so we're good to go. So now we can go ahead and just label everything so we know what we're clicking on, and that's it. So we're gonna wrap that up, and then we're gonna get you some nice shots of all this stuff working. All right guys, that is going to be a wrap for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed us putting a whole bunch of Baja Designs lighting on our 4th generation Tacoma. If you guys want to pick up any of this stuff that we installed in this video, it's all available on our website, YotaXpedition.com. Link is down in the description. And if you want us to do the same exact thing to your Toyota, make sure to head over to our installation page, fill out the form, and we can get this done for you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.